day 2 of National Poetry Month. And I just took a really beautiful walk. I live here in Santa Fe, New Mexico. My name is Janna Lopez, and I'm referred to as a book psychic, retreat leader, writing coach, teacher, and of course, I call myself a poet. So, beautiful day, springtime at last. The winter felt so long. But anyway, what I'm here to talk about, I'm going to pop on every day and share something related to poetry. I'll either read my work or read work of other people whose work I admire, or talk about poetry so that you can maybe learn something and connect and open yourself up. So today I want to talk about, why does poetry even matter, right? And for some people, it doesn't and it won't, and that's totally fine. But for the people like me who at one time it made no difference to my life, and then the more I learned and connected and became familiar with poetry, the more it started to totally matter in my life. And there's a couple of reasons why. And so if these are things that you've never thought about, and maybe I can open up something for you right here, right now. What I want to say is that poetry matters, at least to me, for so many reasons that I never would have expected, and I didn't expect. It's a way to connect to things that I'm going through or experiencing at a very deep and visceral and real level in a way that other words don't. And I compare it to like songs and music. There are some songs that stay with us throughout our lifetime, no matter where we go or who we become or where we are, that these songs stay with us. So for instance, Someone Saved My Life Tonight by Elton John. That song has stayed with me my entire life and never goes away, and is as magical as the first time I heard it when I was a kid, around 8 years old or so. And part of it may be the words to that song, the music, I don't know, the combination. But for me, that song was poetry and explained something in words that my heart was feeling, or my thoughts might have been churning around, but I never really found the right words. And so when I read a poem that resonates or that I connect with at a very deep level, I'm always really grateful. There's like a sense of relief that somebody somewhere was able to name something that was unnameable. And so I think as a writer, when I'm writing poetry, being able to put into words or images or ideas that express something that I'm feeling or going through in a very honest way that's able to connect to me, then I'm always like felt seen or understood, or I'm able to make those connections between those 2 points that perhaps hadn't connected before. And ultimately that gives me meaning. It gives my life meaning. It gives my words expression, and it gives me something to connect with. And ultimately I think it reflects who I am back to myself. And so that feels super important to me, and that maybe explains why it matters. There are lots of other reasons why poetry matters. It matters because it gives me a chance to learn about and hear other people's experiences, differences, realities, cultures, religions, beliefs. And I think that's important, and especially now when we're living in an age and a time where there's so much stuff out there, especially on the internet, so much yelling and shouting and opinions and screaming. And I find it ironic, we live in the information age, but we know less about less than ever before. And so to me, poetry matters because it gives me a chance to listen and learn and connect with ideas and beliefs outside of my own in a very honest way. As a writer, poetry totally matters to me because it gives me a chance to explore my thoughts and feelings and express ideas, and really it's about the exploration of something. And so I wrote a poem this morning as an example, which I was thinking about somebody I really miss and really didn't have a way to describe how I was missing them. But poetry, sitting down 5 minutes and writing about it through words in a poetic form, gave me a chance to honor the fact that I miss them without judgment about the fact that I miss them. And so, and the same thing as a reader. There have been works that I have read from authors and poets whose writing and expression just took my breath away because of how beautiful it was, how poignant it was, how meaningful what they wrote became. And so I think both as a reader and a writer, poetry absolutely matters to me. And so I guess what I want to share for you is poetry may not matter to you now, or it may completely matter to you now, but to give yourself a chance to think about why it matters, or how it matters, or why it should matter, and how it might make a difference in your life, in your writing, and your expression, and your creation, and your connection. Ultimately, that's it, your connection to yourself and to the world. It gives us instant access. It's like foil on a filling. Just zap. Gets you right there. So that's why poetry matters to me. And in the spirit of National Poetry Month, I hope that if it doesn't matter to you, it can maybe begin to matter to you. And if it already matters to you, I hope you can connect to why. And that's lovely. Reinforce that it does matter to you. So enjoy your beautiful Sunday from Santa Fe. I'm Janna Lopez, Land of Enchantment Writing, and I look forward to hearing about how poetry can eventually matter to you, or if it does matter to you, why.